Amendment number 32, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-535, offered by Mr. Ogles of Tennessee.
Pursuant to House Resolution 1269, the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Ogles, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Tennessee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise in strong support of my amendment to prioritize and increase support for our veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. The numbers don't lie and bear repeating. Over 20% of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom veterans have received a diagnosis of PTSD. Our older veterans are also impacted. Over 10% of Gulf War veterans and 15% of Vietnam veterans are similarly impacted by this cruel diagnosis. Unfortunately, current treatments do not always meet the needs of our veterans suffering from PTSD. And therefore, it's vital that the Department of Veterans Affairs invest more of its resources into any treatment that can improve the daily lives of our veterans. One of those treatments, SGB, is a cause championed by my colleague from Pennsylvania, Ms. Perry, and I urge adoption, Mr. Perry, and I urge adoption of his amendment as well. Caring for our soldiers is a top priority of this Congress, whether Democrat or Republican. This bill proudly carries the legacy of the great promise from President Lincoln that the United States would care for him who shall have borne that burden of battle. I reserve.
The gentleman from Tennessee reserves. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Florida seek recognition?
Madam Chair, I rise to claim the time in opposition, although I am not opposed to the gentleman's amendment.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This amendment is non-controversial. I am not opposed to it. It supports funding for medical services with a focus on the treatment of PTSD, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman from Florida yields back. The gentleman from Tennessee is recognized.
Madam Chair, I thank you, and I thank my colleague. PTSD is real. We have veterans suffering from it every single day. Promises made, promises kept. That is our oath. I urge adoption and yield back.
The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Tennessee. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.